Hey y'all, we back. We got to talk about this show. This was a hard one, y'all. This was a hard one. This was a hard one. Now, the last episode of P Valley was rough. This one for me was a little bit rougher. But we're going to get into it. How's everybody doing? How y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all is? How's everybody? Let's talk, let's talk, let's talk. Okay? How y'all doing? Please hit the like button as you come in. I sure appreciate it. Let me greet who's here. And we're going to start talking. Bianca Edwards, how you doing, boo? Good to see you. My sis Renee is in the house. She's telling y'all, please come in, get comfortable, and hit that like button. I sure appreciate it. And she said, y'all, please misspell the cuss words. That's very important. I don't care if y'all cuss. I'm not your Sunday school teacher, but please misspell the cuss words, please. U.S. Army, Brad, how you doing? I'm glad you're here. Another one of our lovely ladies with a wrench. I need you. Quiet Storm 87. Hey, love. You missed the FNN today, but you're going to catch the replay. Yeah, please catch the replay. We had some important info in today's update that went on earlier, so I sure appreciate it if y'all catch the update. My Kia Coco Bop is here. Yep, we back. Child, it was a lot with Clifford and Murda, but it was some other stuff we got to get into. Yeah, girl, that thing got deep with Terrica and Mercedes, didn't it? And that ain't all. Patricia Joaquin, what's up, Tampa? How you doing, Ladybug? I love that picture. You look lovely and sun-kissed. Go, girl. Queen Mermaid is in the house. Okay, girl, we got to talk about what we saw. Whoo, child, I got my fan on deck. Hey, C. Mays. Taking a work break on the porch. Child, I love this show, but this show been getting a little too real for me. Oh, Lord. Cheryl Thomas Hughes, how you doing, sis? My good sis Marilyn is here. Hey, boo, love you. We got Antoinette Johnson in the house. Hey, Net, how you doing? Tracy Russell, how you doing? Hey, Lita. My sis made it up in here. Sharon Fona, how you doing? All right. You just finishing up the stream from earlier. That's cool. I'm just glad you made it. Niecy Rose, hello, gorgeous. She's in the house. We got DS in here. All right, all right. Who else I need to holler at? Angel Baby. Girl, how you doing? It's good to see you. Jacob Park, what's happening? You dragging your chair around here? And you got your snacks. Me too. I got some ranch flavored sunflower seeds. Don't judge me. They good. I swear they good. I know it's a bunch of sodium, but I can't help it. Learning to love myself. How you doing, sis? Good to see you. All right, we got Kim Bird in the house. How you doing? You back? You back on the porch? All right, all right. Happy to be happy you made it to the porch. Okay. I ain't mad at you. All right, so let's talk. Anybody else come in? LJ, what's up? How you doing, lady? So anybody else come on the porch, y'all know the rules. Sweet Sensations, how you doing? Make sure if they walk in, if I don't greet them, y'all greet them, okay? Because we got to talk about this show. Y'all, this one sent me. This episode, Real Life sent me for a few reasons. Now, y'all know last episode messed me up because of what happened with Big T and him committing self-murder. That really shook me up. I know it's realistic. I know it's a part of life. I know this is one of those things that whether we like it or not, it's a part of our reality. It happens. I lost a baby cousin like that. I lost a real good friend like that. Like that was a lot, y'all. That was a lot. Like I got through that review, but I was just like, oh my God. And then this episode again has some heavy themes. Like if you had any type of connection to it, any type of point of reference or real life reference, like this was a lot to swallow, y'all. This was a lot. So I ain't gonna, I'm gonna do it justice as far as just talking about what happened, and I'm gonna be real about how some of it made me feel too. Some of it really got to me. The fact that they started off the episode with that flashback of Grandmama Ernestine up there singing and stuff. I already had the idea that like we was about to get a whole lot about Grandma Ernestine in this episode. I already kind of had that notion with her up there singing and Clifford being with his mama, and even from the time he was little, they was calling him Uncle Clifford. Y'all know how we do these children sometimes. So that was while it was a cute scene, it was a good amount of foreshadowing, in my opinion, to kind of let us know that this episode was about to go sideways, as it pertained to Grandmama Ernestine. So that was really something. She up there just singing or whatever, and in the middle of this nightmare flashback, because it went from flashback to, you could tell it almost became kind of like kind of, I don't want to say spooky, but more like a macabre scene, and the pink was more empty. Hey, cool gamer. And you could tell that it was very ominous. I think that's the better adjective. It gave more of an ominous feel when it went from the club being full of people and Grandmother Ernestine looking younger and full and happy and plump and singing and full of life, and then it showed her at her current stage. But if you notice during this scene where they were setting the scene for the entire episode, in my opinion, during this nightmare flashback, she could see. And she was able to see her daughter, and her daughter was coming to her with a drink, was like, Mama, it's time to come on and relax. Just come on. It's time for you to rest. Have your drink and rest. And she told her, not yet. It ain't time yet. And so she receded back into the background. Hey, Vet. And it was crazy. Kia said that was a lot for me too, as my uncle did that to himself when he learned he got prostate cancer again. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you had any type of connection to anybody who took that choice, like that was a lot to watch. It was a lot to swallow. I think it was so much for us to process that, watching that back. I think because a lot of us have kind of, I don't want to say beat ourselves up, but kind of put ourselves through the ringer. Yeah, it was a journey through her time. Absolutely. But I think that what happened with Big T really hit us because it took you back through all of those emotions that you went through at that time, and you're trying to figure out, like, what were they thinking in that moment? How did they feel in that moment? And, and then watching him play that out. That young man is a superb actor. If anybody needs an award, like I know Gabor wants, what's that girl name? Miracle Watts to get an award for talking dirty and being naked, but I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. that young man who played Big T, he needs an award because he played that part. It was so believable that it gave me chills. It was so believable that I was squeezing my fist so tight that my fingernails were cutting the palm of my hand. Like, he literally delivered that role. He became that character. He delivered that role. And so I think that it did kind of I'll speak for me. It took me to those moments of trying to figure out, Lord, what was he thinking in that moment? How did he feel in that moment? Did he just feel like there was nothing left to lose? Did he feel like everything was gone? Did he not remember that we still loved him? So it was crazy. It was really insane to see that. And so this episode, we get a whole lot of those real emotions, real feelings, so many layers to these characters, so much texture. Jacob said, I'm happy they showed the full talent of Loretta Devine singing. Such a treat. That was a treat. It was. And I like that it gave it gave the whole spectrum of a person, not just an old woman who's now blind and she got the sugar and she tells dirty jokes and talks dirty. Like, there had to be more up to a person than just, your current state, your current state of being. Kia said he played the hell out that role. He did. Absolutely did. Like, he delivered chills. He delivered emotion. He delivered that role. Like, I don't even know that young man's name by heart. I need to learn it because he's definitely an actor worth paying attention to because I want to see what he does next. That young man has talent. Definitely does. So they get from, that was how they opened up. The fact that they did that let me know what was coming. Jacob Jennings. Hey, doll. How you doing? I'm so glad to see you, brother. All right. Madam Queen and all the melanin queens in the building. I just love how Jacob greets folks. Demo Cray, how you doing, darling? So anyway, then they get in, they move on. They move on after the intro to Clifford meeting with Haley in the club. He just standing there looking like he's reminiscing. He's lost. Definitely worried about Grandmama Ernestine. I think he's having a lot of nostalgia or whatever. Haley shows up. She's like, I thought you ghosted me because I was waiting out the door. And I like that Clifford just hit her with the facts. Girl, I am not the ghost that you need to be worried about up in here. And it's so funny because I don't even think Clifford is aware that Montavious' ghost is actually still in there. But the fact that play on words was used, I think it kind of, in my opinion, signals to us that Montavious' role in this story is not finished. The creepy ghost guy is gonna pop back up yet again. Cheryl, what you say? Loretta is so great, and so are some of the others. This show should get an Emmy. It should, in my opinion. Definitely some good acting, absolutely some good writing. Yeah, it was a good episode, Jacob. Sure was. So, Clifford started reminiscing about how his granddaddy got shot up in there, and the other one used to come there and drink after getting out the field. And, Haley's like, you got to look at the future or whatever, and you're not going to talk me out of selling this place. And she played the baby card like, my child, I lost my child getting this money. No, you lost your child to a flood after you was dealing with a no good criminal, and you knew what this man was, and your baby died in a flood while you was running from him. Don't try to put that on. That's how you got the money and whatever. Like, girl, stop. I feel like Haley is manipulative and a liar, and she's an opportunist. Be right. How you doing? Many blessings to you too. Nisi, what you say, baby? I agree. The dark spirit of Montavious might come back with a vengeance. I believe so. And now, if I can be, let me say it like this. If I can have some license to kind of predict, I predict that Clifford and them going to be just fine. But I think what's going on with Montavious' spirit being there, I think in the end, he's going to end up taking Haley, or something going to happen to Haley. And she's no longer going to be a problem to Clifford. That's what I think. That might be something that happened at the end of this season, or maybe next season if they get a next season. But I feel like something going to end up happening to Haley. She's too slick, too evil. She's too evil. Right. The money was stolen. And she tried to say, like, basically, so my baby won't have died in vain. Your baby didn't die during no bank heist with you, girl. The flood took your kid. Oh yeah, that's what we were saying the other week, Jacob. We absolutely believe that Big Bone is related to them Delta Down or whatever the hell, Delta Devoted, whatever they call themselves, the little fake gang in the show. Cheryl said Uncle Cliff clapped back with the "Your baby gone." She said, "Yeah, that is what Cliff told her. Was like, girl, that baby gone." Hey, Queen of Hearts, KS, you thinking the same thing too? Like the way they writing her, it's like, girl, you already a ghost. You already a ghost. You just don't even know it. Like that whole term, that whole line that Clifford said, that ain't. I'm not the ghost you got to worry about up in here. Let me further know that it's some more things about to happen. Y'all got to always peek for the foreshadowing. Jacob said that cop gonna get Autumn maybe on the finale. Maybe the cop, maybe the ghost, maybe the gangsters. We'll see. You say that's a good theory? Listen, let me tell y'all something, right? This is real life and in shows. You can always tell when somebody's about to get caught up in their mess. You can always tell when they're about to go down. There's always going to be a frenzy. What I mean by that is like life, if you look at life almost like a dance, everybody's dancing. There's always a different rhythm. You might be dancing to something slow and steady. You might be dancing to something that's got a little pop to it. You might be dancing to something that makes your body move a little more, a little more gingerly, a little more with a little more energy. It might be a more energetic dance. There's some dances that might look off rhythm to other people. But when you watch a person and their dance becomes frantic, when the dance becomes frantic, what I mean by that is when you start seeing them try to fend off too many different attacks, when they got their hands in too many different pots, when they're trying to stir too many different pots, when they got people coming at them from too many different directions, it's too many elements happening and they're actively involved with all of them. That's what I mean when I say your dance just got frantic. When you see somebody dance get real frantic like that, they pissing everybody off. Hey, E. Davis, they got enemies with everybody. Their enemies are everywhere. You know that the end is coming. That's in life. That's in film. That's just what it is. And I feel like Miss Thing ain't got long because her dance done got real frantic. Hey, Black Cherry, what's up? Nisa, you know what I'm saying? It's like you just watch people. You just watch people. There's a very evil woman over here in Houston. I'm watching her right now. No joke. She evil as hell, but her dance done got so frantic. I'm like, yeah, she about to be done soon. Kia say there's a whole lot coming out. I also think Mercedes may be getting a spinoff as her story is not connected to the other characters. I don't know. I don't see that, but maybe. I ain't see that now. I ain't see none of that. I think Mercedes' story is I believe it's going to end up reconnecting only because that whole situation with Coach and them got clipped. And I think that may have gotten clipped in a way that may have got clipped in a way to kind of like segue her back into being more involved with the Pink. I don't know. I guess we just got to see. Say the show started out centered around Haley, but there are others coming to the forefront. Keyshawn, yeah, she was always at the forefront though. If you watch, like if you really pay attention, hey, Dr. KSC, how are you? You say Grandmama Ernestine's spirit may help Autumn out. She might help Autumn out. Now that's a good point. I ain't think of that, but that's if Ernestine passes. I hope she don't, but something telling me she might. The way they writing this, you say that definitely lets you know somebody's on their last leg. Seriously, just watch people when they become frantic, paranoid. Too many people shooting at them at the same time. Their hands in too many pots. Their dance just got frantic, honey. Somebody's beating that drum way too fast for them. Eventually, you're going to miss a step. You're going to fall. You got one at work you watching with the third eye. Well, bless your heart. I ain't got but two, sis. You say Mercedes already a GG? Nope, not after this episode. Say some people are able to hide how they feel and some can't. That's true. You definitely want to see what develops with Coach and the wife. I want them to stay out of the story. They were messy. I didn't like the coach or his nasty wife. Those are some really gross people. So Haley may get done by Mississippi's boyfriend. The last scene was strange. It wasn't though. It really wasn't. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't think it really was. So anyway, um, that's when she let Cliff know they offered $5 million, but she turned it down. And Cliff was ready to take that $5 million. That sounded like a lot of money. And he was like, "What you mean?" "Well, I'm glad you turned it down, but why?" She said she wants $10 million. And then still trying to manipulate, still trying to pimp. That's why I say, girl, you already a ghost and can't see it. You got to be able to feel when you about to be the ghost and change your whole dance. Like, leave the dance, sit down, back away, run. Sometimes running is a good idea. Like, before I go any further, let me say this. If I was Haley and I could feel all that energy and pressure pushing on me, I don't know how she can't feel it. Like, I don't know, maybe some people just spiritually dead and they don't feel nothing. The fact that all those things are happening, and I know she felt spooked in that club that night when she was sneaking and living in there and drinking. But I'm like, you feel all this pressure moving in on you. Why would you not pick up what you have, call Cliff and be like, you run it, do your thing. I'm gonna get out of zone for a minute. You got to know when to run. Hey, Vita from Denver, run. Just pick up, move. Don't ask no questions. Don't tell nobody where you going. Go somewhere you ain't never been, and just move. Hey, Tyler Net, that's all she got to do. Get out the way. Stop dancing, because you can't keep up with a rhythm like that. It's crazy. So now she telling the people she wants 10. Corbin hating on her. I want y'all to count up. Corbin hating on her. You know, Andre's wife, even though she was up there tricking, got caught, singing Mr. Microphone for one of the other doctors at the hospital. When she find out, she gonna be mad like she ain't never did nothing wrong. You got to deal with the fact that Cliff, Mercedes, and everybody at the club don't like you because they know you a backstabber. And you got to deal with the fact that now you putting your hand in this mess with Keyshawn and that crazy Clearboy that's beating her half to death. Hey, Maybelline. And you got to deal with the fact that these people done helped you get rid of Montavious, so that whole gang is after you. And you see what I'm saying? You see all them ands? She need to just pack up and run. She don't need to let nobody know where she going. Real rap. You got too many enemies. Your hand in too many pots. You playing too much. Nisa said, I think it's her greed and hunger for the money. It is. It is. And an inability to recognize when the death angel is breathing on the nape of your neck. You got to feel it. Black Cherry say Autumn/Haley doesn't have family and will not appreciate the pink until she considers Cliff family. Well, she ain't gonna consider him family. She ain't got no family. She don't appreciate somebody else's family history because, like you said, she doesn't have one. She's a snake. She's somebody that don't have no connection, so she don't appreciate yours. Yeah, you got to feel that. You got to be able to feel when it's on your neck. So then all the people, Autumn and Haley, scammed out that money, and see, there you go. Thank you. It's a whole lot of demons. You got to be careful. All right. When you feel that pressure coming in, know when to run. Know when to run. Like, ain't no shame in running. It's a difference between being smart and scared. That's all I'm saying. Oh, yeah, and we forgot about the police. I don't think the police gonna get her. Think about it. She got police, Negroes, and spirits after her. Good luck. Ain't none of that finna go right. And don't forget the Cliff folks. They see through, but they not ghosts. So all that, it don't look good. It don't look good. And I do like the fact that after she tried to play the daughter card, hoping to manipulate Clifford's emotions, Cliff was like, but girl, that baby dead. That baby gone. And she is. Yeah, it's a whole lot of crosses against her. You can't have that many people, that's crossing you like that, and you think you're going to just walk away. You got to be smart. Lala said, sis, your reviews are the best because you break it all the way down. Thank you. I appreciate that. So anyway, then we get to Terrica and Mercedes, right? And Shell tripping. She on the phone. She already been there 2 days, and she was like, let her stay for a little while longer. And so Mercedes had to tell her, girl, she been over here 3 days. Shell so drunk, she don't know how long the girl been gone. Furthermore, why you worried about her over there with her mama? Why is you worried about it? It's none of your business, Shell. Shell is an evil witch. You want to torture that child. and torture Mercedes because you mad at your husband. Girl, your husband wasn't no good. He was out there tricking and treating, and he didn't wait for Halloween. Now, so anyway, Mercedes asking the girl basically, what you gonna do about this baby? She talking about she don't know, but she craving ice cream and stuff and grinning, looking like an idiot. Now, y'all, I was watching this scene and my backhand was itching. Every time that little heifer got on the screen, y'all, my backhand started itching real bad. Like I wanted to hit her with the Serena Williams. Like I wanted to backhand her out of the stadium. You up here grinning, talking about you craving something like it's cute. Ain't nothing cute about you being a harlot. You an underage little dumb behind girl that had the audacity to cock your little ashy legs open for some boy to play between your legs. Instead of her sitting up there grinning, talking about she craving something, she should have been shamed. And see, Mercedes really can't issue out the amount of shame she needed. And for the record, shame is necessary. Everybody talking about don't shame this, don't slut shame this, shame that, shame. Let me tell you something. Shame done stopped a lot of people from going too far. Sometimes if you got a little bit of shame, you'll stop yourself. This little heifer need to be shamed. Sure, your backhand was itching too? Yeah, Nisa, just one real good one. I would have knocked the dog snot at this little hooker. Talking about, I'm craving ice cream with a cookie and a hot sauce. Oh, my God. When I got through with her, she wouldn't have needed no clinic. Kia say Shell need to make sure she bathes and get her butt to AA. Child, let her just sit there and drink herself to death. Alcohol poisoning to be a little alcohol poisoning to be good for her. Yeah, and sitting up there grinning like it's cute. Hey, Sybil. Yeah, she needed a real good one. You was fussing at the TV. Girl, I was so mad I ain't know what to do. I said, this thing setting my pressure up. I was tempted to call both my daughters and my goddaughters all and say, I wish y'all would. I wish you would. Yeah, when she finally popped that little hooker in the mouth, I was so happy. Oh, it was like it let so much weight and pressure off my chest. Because that little girl let me tell you, when I say she was begging for that pop in the mouth from the time she got her little trifling stank tail on the screen, she's a good little actress too. Because if this is how little girls really act when they don't have good mamas, I say, oh my goodness. I believe it was authentic because deep down, I wanted to just beat her. I did. I wanted a strap, a switch. I wanted to act like my mama and go get 3 switches off the Peachtree and plait them up like you braiding hair. And catch her coming out the bathtub and beat her naked. Like that's one of them old school beatings. That's what that little girl needed. Old school. Old school. Kids say I was screaming at the TV at Terrica. I would have went upside of her head, upside one side of her head and down the other and back again, talking about her 14-year-old boy gonna take care of her and the baby with no job. Then the girl, the hooker said a part-time job. Girl, that thing ran my nerves so bad. So Mercedes was like, come on, get in the car and let's go. Then the heifer talking about, can I drive? Hell no. They done already had to call Sadie's because Shell drunk behind had you driving and you're underage. You ain't even 15. You can't even get a permit. Heifer, this little girl is out of control. Girl, your backhand quick. Mine too. Don't feel bad. You said you was happy Mercedes stood firm on that slap. Yeah, I'm glad she ain't apologized to her for what? For what? Right, 14 talking about he gonna get a part-time job. Like how in the hell is a part-time job gonna take care of you 2 rusty Negroes and a brand new baby? High as Pampers is. Silly self. And the fact that Mercedes was letting her get away with all that back talk was getting on my nerves. That's why I was happy when she finally slapped her. Oh God, let me tell you something. Your child better not talk back at me. Let alone one of mine. Quiet Storm say that was my favorite scene. I wanted Mercedes to slap her a few more times in the mouth. Oh yeah. Jacob, that's what she said. Talking about, can I drive? Like she thought being at her mama house because she done heard Shell say all that rude, nasty stuff about her mama. She thought that was gonna be the place where it ain't no rules. I could just do whatever I want to do. This gonna be great over here at mama house. I just want to go over there so I can be a hoochie. Because Shell say my mama a hoe, so I can be a hoe at mama house. No, you can't. No, hell, you can't. Bianca say, listen, at 32, my mama will knock me into next year if I look at her wrong. So I don't see how she didn't get her teeth knocked out when she first opened her mouth. Me either. Bianca, I was confused right there with you. I was right there with you. I was so confused. I said, well, maybe this is something they do in Mississippi, and I don't know about it. Silver says she grown, but you ran to your mama when you find out. Yeah, because she's still a baby. Child, yeah, I'm like, you a child. You ain't shade who? While you trying to throw shade, I will snatch a tree out the ground and beat the hell out you with it. Shade who? Watch your mouth. Hey, God's anointed daughter. Girl, I don't like that little girl at all. Mercedes did great. I don't know how she did it, but she did great. Kia say, wait, did y'all see Nikki Gilbert in the standing? Is still standing firm that they stole people. Girl, talking about a Soul Kitty Cafe. That sounds like a Baptist stage play about stripping. She need to go somewhere with her tired self. Hey, Phyllis. You say you deal with cases every day where parents come to your office asking how does the law give their 15-year-old child a right to decide to have a baby. I mean, you know, that's on. I put that on the parent. That's up to you. If you let it make it to court, ain't nobody in my house, 15 or otherwise, finna go to court and discuss nothing. It's gonna be handled in my house, and I dare you to try something else. Talking about her stepmama can raise the baby. Girl, this was so funny. She up there telling Mercedes where you could help. You out your mind. You like Mercedes expressions when the little help for back talked to. I didn't, because I was trying to figure out where your hands at. Mercedes, you strong because you be holding your whole body weight up on that pole. How in the hell you wasn't strong enough to knock the fire out that little tramp? Yeah, back talking and cussing. That little girl, when I say she was racking my nerves, right. She think Mercedes gonna let her slide because the whole time, if y'all notice, she kept trying to guilt trip Mercedes. Well, why you ain't have me? Did you think about a abortion and all that? I'm just, ooh, girl, child, this thing make my head itch. Yeah, but she say part-time. Jacob, she say he gonna get a part-time job at 14, and that's gonna take care of her and the baby. Talking about we'll figure it out. How? With what? You gonna be out there selling your behind because that's what that little boy gonna tell you to do. Well, you could just do this, and it's to support us. It's for our family. He gonna turn into your pimp, and you gonna be the hoe. And everybody gonna say it's Mercedes' fault. Ty say, child, I was cheering when Mercedes nucked her up. Nucked up her mama when she spent her money. I mean, it's a shame. You should never have to hit your mama. But Patrice, Lord, Patrice will make you change your mind. Silver, your baby 30. Right. And I don't even need no blades for my children. Ain't none of them. I don't care how old and tired I get. You not whooping me, baby. Phyllis say no. When they get to the clinic and they ask the child, if she says no, they cannot perform this procedure. Again, why you let it get that far? Ain't you the mama? I'm going to let you figure that out later, Phyllis, because I know you one of them civilized folks. How you managed to let it get that far. That's right. Pimping ain't easy. So he going to have her like that clear man got Keyshawn. Facts. She going to be the next little dummy. Underage pregnant, wrecking your life. Yep. Then she going to be like, well, mama, I don't understand why you can't just let me work at the pink. Right. Trying to be grown with no, I'm telling you, too much. Leader say the judge, bailiff, and jury reside with one person in my house. Growing up, she was my mama. Exactly. Yeah, I'm for real civil. Phyllis one of them civilized folks. I'm not. I ain't civilized worth a darn. Do I have an education? Yes. And you're going to have to check all my credentials to prove it. You let one of my children act up. I promise you that. That's a guarantee from me to you. Because there ain't going to be nothing civilized, educated, or any of the like going on in my house. If one of mine come rolling up unmarried, underage, and knocked up. Child, please. Take you to ask you about what? I'm going to leave that because I don't want to say too much. Y'all going to be like, oh, Sister Locke be acting up. But it's only fair that I let you know. So anyway, that happened. And they went through the whole thing. That little heifer just was too much for me. So then we get over here to, little Murda seeing about Grandma Ernestine, he had been still laying on the couch crying and stuff, thinking about Teeth, because that situation was so jacked up. He gonna be messed up for a long time, I think. And Ernestine was doing bad. She over there hacking and going on, Murda trying to see better. And you know, she fussing, talking about she don't want to eat Clifford food because his chicken and dressing was nasty. And Murda done fixed some greens, yams, and pork chops, and telling her to put a good word in for her. Now, Grandma Ernestine crazy talking about Chef Negro D. I was through with her with that. I say, okay, this was some good acting from Loretta, because Loretta is really imitating our mamas and grandmamas when they get old. They be saying some crazy stuff. All except for the cussing. Because I don't think I've ever heard either one of my grannies cuss. Lord rest the dead. But that was a bit interesting. And she was kind of letting them know, like, because he was like, how you could just smell everything and know. And she talking about that's the only sense she got left. But I think she meant sense as in she done went half crazy too. But she let him know, not only can I smell that, like I smelled death on you. When you got here the other night, it was death all over you and so much blood. She smelled that. You weren't fooling her just because she was blind and had a little fever. That was definitely a cute scene. It was real cute until Grandmama Ernestine got real and told him, Negro, I smelled all that blood and that death on you. I did. You said Little Murda cooked some other pork chops and Sunday meals during the Rona. Yeah, he did that. But y'all, if y'all remember from season 1, he was the one in there hooking up them wings with the reefer, with the devil's lettuce. Because Big L them ain't know how to fix it. And that same girl that sent the Rona to Grandmama Ernestine is the same one that was eating L wings and kept passing gas on everybody. Say her vision gone, but the mother senses are heightened. Yeah, that. But I think when she said it, it was definitely a play on words. Tyler Nett say Ernestine is very uncouth. Yes, very, very, very uncouth. But she was very funny. She's very funny. I had friends who had mamas that cuss real bad, and I always found those ladies extra, extra entertaining. Probably just because I didn't grow up with that. Then they flipped to this whole store scene. Well, of course, you got Keyshawn, Mississippi, ignorant behind in the store with this clear boy, and she's scared to talk, and he up here telling her about snacks like she better pretend to be excited about some goddamn snacks. Basically, while she a slave on the plantation, you there toting all your little interracial children, you looking like you the nanny or you done kidnapped them. Because they don't now one of them children look nothing like her. That's why I ain't never understood why the hell you want to do something like that. Man got to look like me. Okay? Everything in my house got to look like me. Everything. Y'all know little Uggs almost got put out because her fur too light. I don't like stuff don't look like me in my house. But nonetheless, here go Keyshawn moving through the store looking stupid. Right, Cheryl, talking about some moon pies and you could get some chips and put hot sauce on it. All this old ignorant crap. I was so mad. I wanted to throw something at the screen. I was like, oh, I'm so irritated. I can't take it. Bianca, I'm for real. I don't want nothing in my house. Don't look like me. I don't like that. That bothers my nerves. But she up in there, and then she spotted Haley because Haley spotted her. And apparently Haley was waiting to run into her. And I don't trust that. Do I feel like Haley might try to help her? Yes. But do I also feel like Haley wants something from her? It's a reason you trying to help her? Like, what the hell made you try to help her all of a sudden? Y'all ain't think about that for a minute. Because it really crossed my mind. You say Keyshawn getting on my nerves. Facts. I would have hauled A when I noticed the battery was gone. That's what I said on last episode. Sybil, all she had to do was get a jump and keep moving. Now, once you shut that car off, you might have been stuck, or you could have just drove to the auto parts and bought another battery. Hello, good night. Yeah, Jacob, that Uggs is that old funky cat. But every dog I ever had was pitch black. I don't like stuff in my house that don't look like me. Period. That make me uncomfortable. Kids say Uggs is albino. Leave the fur baby alone. That's what it is. She a yellow bone. You say she wanted to come back to the club. I think that could be it, Phyllis. I thought about that, but something is telling me just because of what I'm seeing in the undercurrent around Haley's character, I feel like she may have a more nefarious motive for wanting to help that girl. And I don't think it's as simple as wanting her to come back to the club. I don't think it's that simple. Black Cherry say Keyshawn need a good strong shake. Get it together, girl. Yeah, she do. Instead of somebody punching her in the face, she needs somebody to slap upside the back of her head. Wake up. Cheryl say, I was so angry. That triggered me to see how he handled her, especially when it was a clear person. Hey, but you got sisters around here talking about, oh, you got to divest. Like you go get you a clear man, they gonna hoist you up to the mountain, to Mount Olympus, and kiss your behind for breakfast every morning. You better wake up. Ain't nothing worse than getting played or getting your behind thumped by Opie Taylor. Nieces say, I did. Haley is manipulative. Yes, she is. She is. And it ain't going to work on Clifford or Mercedes, but it'll work on Keyshawn Slowtail. Haley wants the fame like Keyshawn. I mean, but okay, Sybil, think about it. Can Haley even handle the fame? Too many people looking for her. If she go put her face all over the internet, all on flyers, everybody who want to bump her off, she basically drawing them a map. I don't think she after no fame. That don't track. So I believe Haley is genuine because she relates. She gave her the firearm last season. Yes, she did. I think that was a genuine moment. But what she doing right now, Jacob, I might be wrong. I don't trust her, man. I just don't trust her. I think she up to something. Right. Mississippi gonna owe her if she help her. That's closer along the lines of what I'm thinking. Because I don't think it's gonna be that simple. I honestly feel like Haley trifling, no good tell, is up to something. Kia say Haley up to something. She might be looking to connect Keyshawn and her mess. That might be it. Lita say Uggs is in her 9th life. She trying it. Yeah, she in her 9th life. She is. She came in my house on number 7. Because y'all know I don't do cats like that. Quiet Storm 87 say, I think Haley helping Keyshawn because she sees herself in Keyshawn. Montavious was beating on Haley before she left him. You think so? I think she gave her that story, which it may be true, but it was also BS and it was game. That's like 99% of game is the truth. You tell people the truth, but you tell it to them in the way they want to hear it. And that's just pimping 101. And I don't trust Haley. Don't nothing about her come off real. Mimi say, do you think Haley is helping her because she was abused too, so she relates? No, I don't. I think that hoe wants something. Sybil say she jealous or Keyshawn wants to take her place. You notice there's an underline of new slavery. I don't know, but I don't even understand what you're saying. You might have to say it another way. I'm just saying, don't get played by Opie. What up, DM Rocks? Phyllis say, I think Mississippi is gonna kill him with that gun and put it all on Haley. How? That doesn't track. First off, if that gun could be traced back to Haley, do you think Haley would have gave it to her in the first place? No. Not at all. Not at all. I don't trust her though, y'all. I feel like she up to something. I guess we'll find out in the upcoming episodes, but it don't look good. So I feel like what's gonna end up happening is Keyshawn, little dumb behind, gonna end up trading one devil for two. Then she gonna have to worry about the clear boy, Opie Taylor, coming behind her, and she gonna have to worry about whatever the hell Haley finna try to set her up for. Because I feel like Haley finna try to set this girl up, all in the name or under the guise of I want to help you. That's what I think. I don't trust her. I feel like this about to go bad. Kudos to the writers. Katori is showing her tail. So anyway, then Cliff gets home. He panicking about Ernestine, which he should, because Ernestine she's in bad trouble. Murda fixed Clifford something to eat. They sitting there talking. He tells him about the $15 million offer that they done got from Promised Land, and Haley trying to hold out for 10. And then Clifford lets him know, I heard you crying in your sleep last night over there on the sofa. He pretending I don't know what you're talking about. They talking about love and money and all this stuff. And I guess they was trying to be philosophical. I don't really necessarily understand the hood philosophies and all that crap, but they was trying to wax philosophical. It is what it is. Mimi, you think the baby gonna end up shooting the dad? I think it was you or somebody said that the last episode. Y'all think the baby gonna do it? Haley's 2 steps ahead other people that she can play. Because Cliff them is on to her. You say, but you really think Woody is going to come in and save Mississippi? Woody might have to come in, but I think by the time Woody get in, Haley going to have her hooks in her too. Because that dumb was falling for it. Cheryl say Keyshawn about to get crossed up and mess with Haley. That's what I think. That's exactly what I think. And I think when Haley's done, with Keyshawn, she going to need Woody. Now, that's what I think. But anyway, so while they sitting up there talking and whatever, they switch back over to Terrica in the car with Mercedes. They posted, she's at this point, this fool thinks she going to TCBY, and she up there to WAP on the radio. She up there singing all loud, acting wild to WAP. I mean, saying cuss words instead of saying P, she's saying the P-U-S-S-Y, just vulgar and disgusting. Like she thought this was gonna be cool because I'm with Sadie's. I can play this and I can do that. This little hooker want to be wild so bad. She needs strangling. I couldn't stand her. And I like the fact that Mercedes turned that radio off. How the hell you gonna be singing about somebody pull out game week and you in your and you in this condition? You proud of yourself? You proud of being a hoe? Like, hell no. It's one thing for people to call you a hoe and know you're not one. And it's another thing for you to set out to be a hoe. That's your life's aspiration. That's some pitiful stuff. Pitiful. When I tell you, I was so glad that Mercedes turned that radio off and checked that little hooker. I wish she had slapped it in. Like that was one of them other times that the back of my hand was itching. Whoo, you say that part annoyed you to the core. Me too. Me too. Oh my God. Like this whole episode, I'm telling you, every time that little girl was on the screen, the back of my hand began to itch. I was like, oh no. That's one of them kids you just tell your cousin, because you know it's always a cousin with a wild, out of control kid. And those are the ones you almost want to tell your cousin, just leave them at my house for about 2 weeks. I'll straighten them out for you. Leave them with me for 2 weeks. That's one of them kids I'd have told her to leave her with me for a month. Leave her with me for a month. You say you wish your 16-year-old would. Girl, this little heifer 14 up there singing that nasty stuff. Cheryl said, I was done when I heard what was playing. I was like, wait, what? And the fact of, even if you listen to that, the fact that you thought that you could sing along with that with your mama in the car, that was disrespectful to your mama. I just didn't like this little disrespectful heifer. I'm just saying. And that's when she was like, we passing the TCBY. We not going to TCBY, are we? We going to Jackson, and that's only one reason you go to Jackson. And basically still talking about she don't know what to do. And that's when she gonna make that little comment talk, because you know about this boy and everything. And she says, well, you don't know nothing about love. All you got is them niggas in the club. Is them niggas in the club. And that's when Mercedes popped in the mouth. See, at the end of the day, I don't care who you heard disrespect me. You better watch your mouth. That tramp is disrespectful. And I feel like half that stuff she put on Mercedes, why you didn't get me, I just wanted you to be my mama. That's all. That's all an attempt at emotional blackmail. That's all it is. This little hooker stay trying to emotionally blackmail Mercedes. And I love that she hit that hooker in the mouth. Talking about when I'm a mama, I'm never gonna hit my daughter. And Mercedes said, yeah, I said the same thing. And then you got him with your little disrespectful slick behind mouth. She still did good. She had Mercedes and not a Seanitra. Because baby, I'd have pulled that car over and wore her out like a part-time job. And slung her back in there and dared her to open her mouth again. Ain't no way in the hell. Listen, I can't be no new mama. I'm not built to be no new mama. I'm not. Let me just say that. I can't be a new mama. I ain't built for it. Because Nitra will put you on your back. I'm still a tooth chipper. Know that. Gonna always be a tooth chipper. But anyway, so get past that. Then they flashback, not flashback, but the switch scenes. And Wardy basically telling Murda, because this is after Murda see all these updates on his phone and everything. Wardy done call him umpteen 50-11 times while he over there crying and going on. And he basically tell him, like, look, you popping. After that whole Tina Snow track done dropped, people looking for you, the promoters looking for you. Them places that had to cancel while y'all was on tour, they looking for you. You need to go back on tour. And basically ain't nobody came to when they went talking about security, ain't nobody came to claim Teak body. So the boy body just sitting over there. Ain't nobody came to get it. And Murda talking about, oh, he gonna pay for it, make sure he gets put away like a king. And I don't understand all that putting money in the dirt like that. But all right, do what y'all do. Black Cherry says she talk like Mercedes is her friend. I'm 45 and never say that around my mom or siblings. Yeah, I mean, but just the slickness at the mouth, thinking she can be disrespectful and again just gonna roll like that. I don't understand. Like, who told you that? Hey, Red Majestic Diva, how you doing? Yeah, like a whole dish ragged all that hooker. Cecilia says she has worked your nerve. She worked my last good nerve. This whole episode, I ain't never wanted to beat somebody else's kid that bad in a fictional show. Never. Bianca say my cousin was pregnant and got an attitude with my mommy and told her, your face ain't pregnant. Your face ain't pregnant. Talk to me like that again. I just turned my head. Oh yeah. I done heard people tell them I'm gonna hit you in safe places. Cheryl said I tell my grandchildren don't try me. I'm not a modern day parent. I'm old school with old school discipline. That's true. Like I said, I can't be no new mama. I ain't built for it. So then Clifford decided this is when things got iffy, because that's when Grandmama Ernestine made a run for it while he was in there trying to find some clothes that'll fit Murda, because he done been over there and looked like he ain't leaving no time soon or whatever. And they up there going through clothes and found Clifford's first purse when he was 3 years old. And so Murda asked the question because he didn't know. And that's the best. That's what you do when you don't know stuff. You don't assume. You just ask questions. And he had his first pocketbook when he was 3. And he was just like, so you've always been like this. He's like, I don't mean no disrespect. I just want to know. And so Clifford basically acted like he was offended. But I think overall he understood, like, when people don't know, they don't know. And so he was like, well, I'm Clifford. Who are you? What are you? And so he was like, I'm what the world won't let me be. Y'all, this is why I keep saying, I feel like this is foreshadowing that Lil Murda finna just come on out and let y'all know what it is. I feel like that. He gonna end up saying, I don't feel like hiding. I don't like it. I don't want it. I think what happened with Big Teak is gonna push him. I think what's going on now between him and Clifford is gonna push him. And he's gonna get tired of hiding and be like, look, this is who I am, this is how I live, take it or leave it. What up, Mac? How you doing? Good to see you. You knew what was getting ready to happen. You knew Ernestine was gonna run, because I sure didn't. But yeah, she made a run for it. They heard a noise. Next thing you know, Ernestine made a getaway. Because even though she can't see, she still got her senses a little bit, and she was out of her head. That's one thing fever would do for you, to have you out of your head. Now, what I didn't understand with Clifford was, with that lady having her age, and she got chronic illnesses, and she's elderly. Once her blood, not blood pressure, but once her temperature was over 100 and it would not come down, he should have called an ambulance way before then. Why would you wait until this lady done had a whole episode, done got up, talking and walking around, she out of her head, and she done made a run for it before you do anything? Like, that was real irresponsible. Like, I know he was worried and making sure he was still giving her insulin, and you doing all that, but he should have came to the conclusion that Ernestine need to go to the hospital. No, he said that when Clifford told him he had his first pocketbook when he was 3 years old, and he saw Clifford's first purse. Tyler Nett said, I took a vacay to sit in the back of my niece's classroom for 2 days. I ain't for play. Yeah, that's true. You got to do that with the children. But yeah, he should have took her to the hospital. Like, if he was able to give her some Tylenol and that temperature regulated, that would have been one thing. And still is pushing it because of her other illnesses, and she's at an advanced age. I don't think I would have took that chance. I don't know if I would have took that chance at all. Okay? So now, you talking about geriatric people are drawing the water. Girl, a lot of people that's dying is drawing the water. It's a reason for that. But we'll talk about that on another day. But anyway, so then they switch back over here to this terrible little girl with Mercedes. And she went in there to use the bathroom. She had to pee or whatever. And Mercedes started flashing back to Patrice and her being in this place and Patrice not having the money and trying to tell her to go over there and flirt with the man to get out the check. See, Patrice corrupted the girl, judged her for it, and then now abuses her for it. Because that verbal abuse and stealing from your child, that's just abuse. Plain and simple. You feel left out, Andrew Mack. That's all right, baby. Get the Stars app and catch up on all the episodes, and then you'll know what we're talking about. It's free for one whole week, so you could get the free trial and watch all the episodes to catch up, and then you could just watch it on Stars every Sunday like the rest of us, honey. But she's, sitting there remembering that, Tree's trying to pimp her out. And then when she went in her purse to get the money and she saw them condoms, then she beat her down in the middle of the darn restaurant like she was lost in that flashback. And it just really lets you see how dysfunctional, how jacked up, and how abusive Patrice was. You telling her to exploit her own sexuality, to flirt with grown men, to get things for you because the child was a cute kid. And then you turn around and want to beat her to death because she's still trying to function and operate within sexuality that she didn't even understand at an early age because you were putting her in that arena. It's just terrible. Alita said, I was frustrated with that part. Why didn't they take her to the hospital? Yeah, I didn't understand why they was doing that to Ernestine. Phyllis says, so now Clifford and little manslaughter are going to spread the sea at the grand reopening. Child, I don't know. That that was during that time when people was lying, talking about a paper mask could save the world. So you never know. Hey, Dora. All right, girl. We gonna try to keep you entertained on your 15-minute break. Jacob said the cycle started with Patrice, and now she playing holy. Girl, I'm talking about girl, bro. That's what people do. The worst people, either pretend real hard or they really get saved real bad. So we'll see. Okay. Say, but remember when he first came over there and met Ernestine, he saw the picture and said he came out with a bee. Oh, okay, yeah, right. But we're talking about the question he asked this time. This question was in reference to that purse. So he just asked because he wanted to know. That had nothing to do with the first visit in the picture. Cheryl say the bloodline is tainted. Wonder if Patrice's mama was like that. Might not be tainted, but it might be one of them generational curses. Like, we ain't gonna act like that ain't real. That's real. That is very, very real. That is really, really real. So ain't no telling what's going on with that. But either way, it was just kind of rough to watch. Mercedes kind of flashed back to that moment. And the girl got back in the car and that snapped her out of it. But she was real, out of it at that moment. And that's when this little silly girl talking about this boy, she up there steady texting the boy and grinning and skinning and going on. Do you know, if that was my kid, if I caught you speaking to that boy again, I would be tempted to cut your tongue out your mouth. I better not catch you nowhere near this little boy no more. He done already got you in trouble. Miss MO1 say, I think Patrice was mad since Mercedes was getting money for herself and she wasn't getting a cut. Nah, I think she's one of those real sick people that I wanna exploit you and use you, but I still want to judge you if you do something that I don't send you to do. Patrice is a sick person. Connie Bazile, thank you so much for joining the Royal family. Y'all, please welcome my sister, Connie. Connie, you are very, very welcome. I don't know if Queen Mermaid is still in here. If she's not, let me just tell you my contact information is scrolling across the screen. Feel free to email me or inbox me on Instagram at Seanitra_royal. Make sure you send your birthdays so we can celebrate your birthdays with you, anniversaries, or any other days that you'd like for us to help you celebrate. Also, we do have our Black Business Spotlight. We have events that are virtual events, of course, and a host of other things that we like to do, as well as Bible study and prayer line. So please make sure that you stay active, get in touch with us, stay in touch with us. We're very happy to have you. Y'all make sure y'all welcome Connie to our family, okay? All right. Thanks, Connie, for being here. We appreciate you. Okay. Yep, Tyler, she pimped that girl out. And that was so evil and so wrong. There was no reason for her to treat her like that. And then the fact that the girl became so wayward, you didn't even try to keep her from becoming wayward. They ain't show nothing else about it. Maybe it's over. It might be over. I hope it's over. Them people is terrible. That's right. Welcome, Connie. Welcome. So get this now. Hold on, y'all. Then that's when she don't fix her mouth to say that the boy want the baby, because Mercedes was like, so did you tell him we was going? And she said no. She said, so do he even know that y'all was that you in trouble? Don't mind me when I say in trouble. I mean, pregnant. I don't like to say that word. I wasn't raised saying that. She in trouble. So she asked her, did the boy know she in trouble? She said, yeah, he want to keep the baby. What the hell you mean he want to keep the baby? He ain't pregnant. He ain't the one in trouble, Hooker. It's you. And she up there grinning, talking about he say we could keep the baby and we could be a family. I think it sounds nice. I'm so glad Mercedes checked her. That's when she made that little rude comment talking about something, you just jealous. Jealous of what? That you an underage idiot living with a drunk begging to stay with your mama while knocked up from a little boy that barely washed his nuts correctly. And you probably sitting over there now with a UTI, bacterial vaginosis. What the hell would she be jealous of? And the fact that she opened her mouth to say something that disrespectful. I'm almost mad Mercedes didn't punch her in the mouth. I'd have short-shotted the crap out that hooker. I swear, this whole show, I wanted to just beat this girl. Oh, I wanted to beat her so bad, y'all. I did. She was so horrible. Yes, Juan, it was so much going on in here. So much going on. Yeah, we know. But it was just crazy. And then and Mercedes was even nice enough to tell her, look, them boys will say anything, men will say anything. At the end of the day, them men will tell you anything. And told her, look, your daddy lied to me, talking about how much he loved me till I told him I was pregnant. And then he let me know it wasn't no love, you just thought it was, baby. It wasn't nothing like that. And then they go back to Murda and Cliff hot on Grandmama Ernestine's trail. Now, anyway, I'm gonna talk about this before we get back to Terrica and Mercedes, because honestly, this whole episode, for the most part, we saw a little bit of Haley and Keyshawn, because they got to do that foreshadowing to give you something to look forward to, right? But mainly it was Murda, Ernestine, and Clifford, and then Mercedes and this little bad hooker that need beaten. Okay. Now, with this thing with Ernestine, she gets to the river. She trying to get to the water. They done came and brought her back out. She's seeing her dead child and everything. Now, I'm going to just be real with y'all. This scene shook me up and messed me up. Okay? One, it took me back to when my mother caught the Carnival 19. This was Christmas 2020. Christmas 2020, I want to say. Yeah, that's when mommy had it. And y'all mind me talking about this, or y'all want me to skip past what went on with me and why it kind of affected me? Because I don't mind. Because I know everybody don't want to hear, your own personal stuff. So I can't skip past it. Maybe that's too much. Maybe that's an overshare. So I just chill. Let me see y'all's comments. So taking care of baby with a part-time Crystal's job. Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she said, Jacob. You say you can share. That's sweet, Sybil. That's sweet. Well, if y'all say I could talk, then I'll talk. So, mommy got it Christmas of 2020. I had my children home. I had cooked up a bunch of food. Geneva had brought her dog here. And the dog went to acting up. Next thing I know, Eva got sick. Then when I went to taking care of her because she was hot all over. She didn't feel right. And then I got sick. So when I made it back to my living room, out of my bedroom, something hit my head like, call mama now. And I say, if something going on with me and something going on with you, this dog acting crazy, I say, check on my mama. Call my mama right now. Which we was going to call her later to pray with her because it was Christmas. But I said, no, we ain't finna eat first. Call my mama right now. So sure enough, we called mama. She wasn't answering. I said, keep calling because I know she up. So Eva said, somebody answered the phone and I hear something in the background like I can hear the TV, but Gran ain't talking. So I started calling and I heard my mama in the background like she was like moaning, like she was struggling to breathe. And I told my daughter, I said, call your uncle, because at that time she was in Oklahoma at my brother's house. And she called him and telling him go down there to that room and check on Gran because she's not doing well. So he was trying to argue with her like, oh, she fine or whatever. He hadn't checked on her. Mind you, at this point, we had been sending her food via DoorDash, Grubhub, um, Uber Eats and everybody, because mama had told my daughter that she had been up there 3 days and this nigga hadn't even fed her. You know, y'all know, those of y'all who know me, if you know, I ain't got to tell you, I still got a bullet with his name on it. And that's on Phil. But anyway, when he finally decides to go check on her, mommy was laid on the floor. She had fell out the bed and everything. My soldier, Lord, my pet dragon. That lady was double tough. So he calls the ambulance, long story short, get her to the hospital. Them people said my mama's O2 sats was at 60. And just like we covered on Good Afternoon Royals, the O2 sats are not even accurate because even the melanin in our skin throws off the reading. So it'll have you showing that you satting higher than you really are. So if they had her at 60, she probably was satting at about 45. So my sweetheart was apoxic. Like she was not getting oxygen to her brain at all for an extended length of time. And they was all set to do a ventilator. And as soon as they put the wall oxygen on her, she responded to it. Like she took to it like a fish to water, and her sat started coming up. So they increased it. They had her on cannula and wall oxygen, like they piggybacked it. And she started coming around, but she was out of her head, like Ernestine. So I ain't even gonna tell y'all watching this, like I went through all them emotions all over again, even down to seeing Clifford in the shower crying and stuff. I didn't do no in the shower crying. I'm gonna tell y'all, me and my children, I didn't let nobody eat that night. All that food I had cooked for Christmas, that food sat there. If Geneva was here, she could tell you. What we did was we prayed all night long. If I was gonna cry, I cried out to God. I literally took everything off, bit my fingernails off my hand, took off every piece of jewelry, and literally put myself on the floor, put my face on the ground. Prayed all night long. So it was just crazy. Now, let me shake that off because I ain't trying to go there. But mama bounced back out of it, but she was never the same after that. Like her brain being without oxygen for that long, it affected her memory. It affected so many things before she got sick this last time, as a lot of y'all know. Kept having those strokes and we didn't even know what was happening. I still believe a lot of that was caused by her being without oxygen for that length of time. So what I'm saying is Ernestine was talking out of her head because her brain was not getting the oxygen. When your lungs is impeded like that, that means it's minimizing the amount of oxygen that's coming in. It's minimizing the amount of oxygen that's getting to your bloodstream. It's not getting to your brain. That's why that lady was talking like that. So y'all, I'm not even gonna pretend. I was sitting there watching this, just like last episode had me shook up and feeling away. Watching this had me shook up and feeling some type of a way. I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then the other thing was watching, and shout out to the dude that played Little Murda too, good actor, because you could tell like he's still traumatized from losing teeth. So his trauma is making him be like overly attentive to the extent that when Ernestine was like, if you can't bring me to the water, bring the water to me. Clifford, like, what the hell you doing? Before you could ask what he doing, he already going to soak up that water and bring it to her. If that's what she say gonna make her feel better, bring it there. So he did. And I was just like, wow, it's a hell of a scene. So all that went on, and she was steady trying to talk to Beulah, her daughter, and talking about, I'm seeing, man, Murda do be acting. He be acting his butt off. And, you know, Murda like, who is Beulah? He was like, my mama. Like, she's seeing, you know, her folks trying to come get her. And it was just crazy. And then next thing you know, Aunt Ernestine, Grandmama Ernestine, she just slumped. Like her whole body just went limp. And I thought she was done right then, but they managed to get her up, get her back, and get her to the ambulance. So that scene, y'all, messed me up, man. That scene messed me up. Oh, it messed me up. I wasn't no good. You say that scene triggered you finding your mama dead. Yep, I didn't find mama dead. I found daddy dead, though. You know, that's why I say the scenes, the scenarios, the writing in these episodes in this series, they're so real, they're so poignant. Like you can really make a real live connection to any of these actors and what's happening in the scenes. Like it was just so, it was overpowering. Like you have to kind of pull back and like, ooh, like this is just a show. Like pull back, pull back. But it'll really start making you reminisce on things that you have a real live connection to. So that was just a trip. Then they get, let's talk about Mercedes with this little heifer at the clinic. You got the clear crazy people out front trying to tell people what to do with their bodies. Meanwhile, they hate everybody walking, but by all means, let's try to force people to have more babies for y'all to hate. But go off, whatever works for you. And come to find out, the little tramp is 14 weeks. She got 24 hours to figure out what to do. And she was stupid enough to ask the lady there, the nurse or the technician, can you get cancer from having an abortion? Her mama done already told her it's dumb. And she go up in there and ask this lady this dumb question anyway. Just a stupid little girl. Just impudent. That's the word, not impotent. Just an impudent slip of a girl. I just can't stand her. I just can't stand her. And anyway, so they was like, you got a 24-hour waiting period, but you do need to decide quick because you're at 14 weeks. And as we know, y'all know, Mississippi don't play about that after 15 weeks stuff. Hey, Dana. Child, Loretta is a good actress. She did. Loretta ripped my heart out my chest with that scene. She did. Didn't she? Oh, God. Girl, that thing took me back. It took me back to some real heavy stuff. Sybil say this show is the best in a long time. The writer and the actresses and actors. Absolutely. Long time coming since we've seen this kind of writing or acting and characters with this much dimension. It's been a very long time. Super long time. So it's been a long time coming. And so anyway, the scene with Mercedes and Terrica at the pool was interesting. Some old Negro come walking by there looking at the girl. I like that Mercedes called him out and called him R. Kelly because I'd have did the same thing. But let me not say that. I probably would have been ready to fight. I might have cussed that man out of head, butted him and all. Lord knows. Y'all pray for me. I'm ignorant about my children. He snapped his head to the other side, which lets me know you were looking at a child and you knew it was a child. She looked like a little kid. But, again, very real because these men in our communities are barely men at all, most of them. Some are, but most of them ain't worth a darn. Most of them are not worth what it would cost to put them out their misery. So that was pretty real. And I like that Mercedes was like pointing her in the direction of somebody over there living that life that you dying to live. You want to be a single mammy, toting a bunch of children on your hip, snatching them around, watching them, struggling. Who the hell wants that? And she talking about grandmama can watch them and talking about her. You ready to be a grandma? Mercedes was like at 30. Talking about, would it be so bad? Hell yeah, it'll be bad. Who the hell told you somebody want to be a grandmammy at 30? Furthermore, who told you that she want to sit down and watch a baby for you because you was too stupid to close your legs like she told you? Talking about now it's okay to talk about sex. All you ever said was keep your legs closed, and you didn't listen to that. Hey, Tracy Lashley. Child, Tyler Perry ain't finna hire no writers. He gonna keep writing that same redundant crap and making people wear bad wigs. Right, they don't care about age. A bunch of animals. I'm just saying. But yeah, so it was just crazy. And then talking about when her mama told her, you can see the world, you can do anything. Just telling her you got your whole life ahead of you, man. Go do your thing. She's still trying to be snappy and slick. Oh, you been to China? Ain't no dude flew you out. Y'all, listen, I'm trying to hold it together because it was so many scenes where I just wanted to loosen up her grill. And her mom was like, yeah, they offered, but I refused because that'd have been too far from you. Like it's like she's so insensitive and she is so intentionally not careful with her mother's feelings. She never considers the fact that your mama was in the position you're in, had no choices, had to have you. Nobody even tried to help her out by getting rid of your trifling tail. And then the fact that you here and she wasn't allowed to be near you. She knew you existed, where you were, and that somebody else had her child and that she could only get a glimpse of you here and there. Like she never considered any hurt that her mother went through. She never considered that her mother herself was a victim. She didn't consider any of that. That's just a nasty, rude little trollop. Just a useless trollop. Say Tupac TP has the same tide story. I can't take it. Every movie, if you seen one, you seen them all. Mimi said I'd have dipped her in that pool. Child, she should have held her up under it. That little girl right there is sickening. And the fact that Mercedes is able to put up with all that rude, disrespectful gab falling out of her worthless mouth lets me know you really love her. Oh, you love her. Oh, I know you love her. Because at the end of it all her teeth were still cemented in their place. Nothing was wobbling. I promise you, the whole front of her grill would have been doing the wobble. All of it. Playing with me, talking like that. And then like Mercedes told her, I'm giving you choices because ain't nobody gave me no choices, man. I'm giving you choices. What do you want for you? Put that little funky boy out your head. Forget Shell, forget me. What the hell do you want for you? And see, Mercedes was too nice because I'd have told her, this your decision because you finna be the one raising it. Don't call my name. Don't call my name. I promise you I'd have told her, don't call me. Sybil says she's so angry and they should have talked to her earlier. I blame her stepmama because the child is bearing the stepmama anger for having to raise her and not have her own. Hell, the stepmama is torturing herself, trying to torture that child in Mercedes. The little girl is angry, but the little girl is also just being a manipulative, spoiled brat of a child. Juan says she only puts up with it because she feels guilty and she loves her. Right, Juan. It's a lot of guilt that's making her allow that little heifer to handle her like that. Because she wouldn't be handling me. She wouldn't be handling me. Ain't nothing about her would have made her handle me like that. I don't care. I could never care. Not enough for that. You're not finna talk to me crazy. And she still just didn't know the whole time. I don't know. So then they skip back to, well, of course, Ernestine in this ambulance, that was a real tough scene too. Because she's sitting there saying she don't want to die alone. That was hard to watch. I'm glad my mom ain't said nothing like that. I don't know if I would have been able to take that. Yeah, that was too heavy. And they was, holding her hand, and Clifford was holding her hand. And then this the other thing that I'm telling y'all, Murda ain't finna stay in that closet. Cause when the ambulance driver or the EMT called Clifford sir, he was like, it's ma'am, corrected it real quick or whatever. And I'm like, okay, Murda getting real comfortable with this. Just like that conversation with him and Cliff. And Cliff was like, look, I understand what happened on murder night. I understand why you made the move you made. Like, I get it. Like, it's hard when they was talking about, how long he's been the way he is or whatever. And Cliff was like, you asked me a question and you didn't even understand how heavy that answer was. And I think it touched a sensitive spot. But Clifford was like, yeah, when you shine this bright, it's lonely as hell. And so basically saying, like, I understood why you made the move you did on murder night. Like, you was not ready to stand in all that sunlight like that. It's a lot. When you gonna shine, live in your truth, be who you are, and be unapologetic about it, it is lonely. Because it's a lot of people that want you to back down and say what's comfortable for them to hear. And when you live in a way and you speak in a way that you ain't finna hide it, understand it's a lot of light on you. You might have some people that love you for it. You're gonna have a whole lot more people that hate you for it. And it's gonna be a lot of times the people that you would love to have them be close with you, they only gonna be able to be so close with you because they're gonna feel uncomfortable with the amount of light that just being around you shines on them. So I definitely got that. But I think that during that conversation, you could see Murda's wheels turning. And then when they was out there, that ambulance, or as the girl said on College Hill, ambulance, when they was to the ambulance, and the EMT was like, something addressed Clifford as sir, and Murda was like, that's ma'am. That's ma'am. I said right then, oh, here come this foreshadowing again. Here we go again. Right, U.S. Army Brad, he finna come out. He definitely stepped up, and that's what I'm saying. I think he finna come on out. Silver say, I'm glad Clifford realized that. Absolutely. I think Clifford knew that from the beginning. I think Clifford threw that little fit and distanced himself from Murda because he felt like I'm going to get rejected in the end anyway. Let me do it to myself. I think that's what Clifford was doing. Like, let me just go ahead and just end it. Let me tear it up because it might hurt too much if it get tore up later and I don't just rip the Band-Aid off myself. Now, that's what I think. Okay, but I can really tell that Murda finna come on out. He finna come on out. Now, I can see that. So anyway, they in this hotel room, and Mercedes just was like, look, time's up, T. What you gonna do? Talking about, I don't know. She said, that's how I know you ain't ready to be a mama. Talking about you don't know. Hell, if you wanted your baby, you'd have said, I know. I need my child. You know what I'm saying? But you still a kid. That's why you can't even make them kind of decisions. She throwing fits. You don't get to tell me if I'm ready to be a mama. You ain't never been a mama to me. Still throwing the fact that this girl was a whole victim in her face. That's why I say I don't like this little girl. Mercedes got to love her to death because I can't stand her. She got to. And then she's basically throwing a fit and making excuses for wanting to keep a baby she knows she can't raise. So I want to keep it. And then I want to try to guilt y'all into helping me raise it. But then I don't really know if I want it. But I want you, I low-key want you to tell me what to do. So if it don't work out, then I can blame you for it later. This little girl is setting herself up. She going to be a horrible person when she grow up. When you see these kind of character traits on your kids, get it out of them, okay? Snatch it out of them if you need to. Snatch it out of them if you need to, because if you don't stop this, what this going to turn into is a person who makes bad decisions, leans on other people to make their decisions, take no responsibility for nothing. And then when things go wrong, oh, this wouldn't have happened if you the one told me to do this, and you, now hooker, you say what you going to do. She goes in the room and the bathroom and slam the door and talking about, well, why, how come you still don't have me? Just all kind of stupid stuff. As old as she is, now she got sense enough to know that it's a court, it's shell, and extraneous forces that do not allow her to just do what she want to do. Right, Lala. She needed to be slapped again. Because at that big age, you know that your mama don't have the power to just take you. Her power was taken away from her when she was about your age. And she trying to give you the power that nobody gave her. And you so disrespectful and useless. Just a useless girl. I wouldn't even want that one. I don't know what the hell Mercedes wanted for. That little girl is sickening. And Mercedes keeps seeing herself as Patrice in that mirror. Like she wants to make sure she's not doing to this girl what Patrice did to her. And Mercedes is sitting there like, look, I'm trying to do the best I can. And she's steady cussing. It's too late. I'm already having an effing baby. And I ain't gonna be like you or Shell. And I ain't gonna have to have my child trying to figure out if I wanted an abortion. And I ain't gonna drink to forget that she there. And girl, shut up. Just shut up. One thing about life, you don't know what you're gonna do till it's your turn. And you stupid enough that you even considering having a baby while you a child, and you gonna have even less control over how it turn out. Just a useless girl. Useless. You say she's a handful, I call her useless. I mean useless. Oh gosh. When I say that, that's how you know that a mama love a child. When you can see a child and you on the outside looking in can see that this kid is useless as hell, and you see the mama still holding on with every last bit of her strength, just know that woman really loves her child, because that's a useless girl. So then she said that, they had their little moment. And like Mercedes was trying to tell her, I just wanted you to have choices, honey. I just wanted you to have choices, because ain't nobody gave me no choices. You decide what you want to do, So that was pretty cool. And in the morning, we saw what she decided to do. They switched back over there to Clifford crying and stuff in the shower, and then little Murda up there dancing to Cisco to the thong songs, I guess trying to, cheer him up or whatever. That was cute. They went into the whole butt naked hunching scene. I'm not getting into that because that ain't my cup of tea. I don't want to talk about nobody hunching and how they was hunching. I'm gonna leave that to Gabor. Gabor like to talk about who hunching and who privates was showing. I ain't see all that. Okay. So the next morning with Mercedes and Terrica, they get up or whatever. And she steady still asking her mama, what should I do? She said, no, this on you. And you wanted to drive, here go the key. Here go the key. You decide. Either we going back to Chuckalissa or we going to Jackson. I'll leave it up to you. She said, I could go either way. You do what you're going to do. That's it. Because I'm going to tell you something, what pissed me off. What pissed me off with this little tramp is she was calling herself taking shots and biting at her mama like her mother was trying to force her to do something. Now, had it been me, you'd have been forced. You wouldn't have had a choice in hell. You'd have did what I said, or you wouldn't have had nobody's teeth. You wouldn't have had nothing looking like teeth. You'd have been Krishan Rock Part 2. But again, I digress because I'm a different type of chick. She was up there biting and attacking and shooting at her mama and insulting her mother and taking jabs at her mother like her mama was trying to force her to do one thing or the other. She just forcing you to take hold of your situation, take accountability of what's going on, and make a decision. Because whatever decision you make, tramp, you're going to have to live with it. That was the whole thing. And then we get down to the very meat and bones of it. That's all it was. And it's almost like she was mad because she wanted people to just let something happen, or don't make me really face it and make a decision. Just let something happen. Whatever happens, just happens. And low key, I kind of want to keep it, but I don't want nobody to, make me actively take that decision, because then when I actively take that decision and I voice that, hey, this is my choice, then I'm going to have to live with it. That little girl, once again, useless. And I love the fact that, okay, you want to drive illegally, here's your chance. You drive. Now what we doing? Either we going to Chuckalissa or we going to Jackson. And we saw on the road she was headed to Jackson to go get that taken care of. And Mercedes smiled to herself. I was happy for Mercedes, but I also felt sad for her. Because this little girl ain't going to do nothing but give her aggravation and worration for the rest of her life. What you say? Mercedes should have told her if she wanted, I'd take her to the boy house with his mama and let her stay there. Well, that lady might not want her in her house. That little boy ain't but 14 too. You know what I'm saying? And know that little heifer don't know nothing. Don't know nothing. That's why her mouth runs so much. Because ain't nothing in her head. Empty wagons and noise and stuff. You know how it go. So anyway, Murda and Clifford land up there. I guess they basket in the afterglow. And Murda asked why you let me in. And they was like, well, you needed me. I needed you, whatever. And Lil Murda tried to talk about what happened to Tika and went to breaking down, and Clifford stopped and was like, no, not till you ready. Don't try to talk about that just yet. So I think that's how that ended with them. And then the situation with Terrica and Mercedes ended with them seeing Patrice on the TV after she done had her procedure. And I'm talking about, let's turn. And Mercedes told her the truth. Patrice ain't nothing but noise unless you're listening. She ain't got no power unless you give it to her. Just don't pay her no mind, basically. Ain't no need running from it. Get in the habit of hearing people and not hearing them, And so then she gonna ask her, am I gonna burn in hell? And instead of Mercedes telling her the truth, she talking about, well, if you do, I'm gonna burn with you. Just foolishness, but I guess that's all you can expect from Mercedes. She still ain't all the way grown yet. 30 ain't grown. If you really want to tell the truth. 30, you still learning. You still got your training wheels on. But anyway, then we get to this scene that ends up this episode, which was Autumn stopping by Keyshawn's house. Again, who the hell sent for you? Excuse me, y'all. I had to cough. But listen, again, this is why I don't trust Haley. One, if y'all remember when she was in that store, I figured I would see you here. So what are you saying? Are you saying you was hanging around that store to see if she was going to pull up? Are you saying you was following her? What are you saying, Haley? What are you saying? I don't trust you. Then you pop up at this girl's house. Since when you know where Keyshawn stay? When you started going by her house? Hey, Mommy's Peanut. That's right, y'all. Like this video, please. And so she goes by there. And of course, Opie Taylor answered the door. A little Jeb. What's the name from Beverly Hillbillies? What was their name? It was Jeb and Jethro and Ellie Mae. So Jethro answered the door because I can't remember the boy name, the little clear boy name. Jethro answers the door. And who are you? because he racist as hell. He was 1 second from calling her the N-word, in my opinion. And she's like, oh, I'm an old friend of Keyshawn's and whatever. So he lets her in, but he act like he didn't want to let her in. She ain't allowed to have nobody come see her because she in jail. She in jail over there. She can't go nowhere. Can't nobody come see you. So she goes in there, and Autumn started telling her, let me hold Regal. Let me tell Regal a story. But she really was talking to Keyshawn and telling her story about the tears and the drowning the baby, and she could swim, but her baby couldn't. And I think she finna set her up one. That's what I think. I don't trust Haley. Haley's a trash bucket. And what was funny, she did all that trying to manipulate Keyshawn, and Keyshawn done behind talking about, but like, what you talking about? Like, why they got her talking like she, got an extra chromosome? I don't know. I know too many people from Mississippi, and don't none of them sound like they was in the circle, in the check mark, smiley face class. None of them. I don't. They need to work on that. If you ain't got the accent, then no. You think she truly care about the situation? I don't. I think she about to try to use that girl, and I think she finna set her up, and I don't trust her. I think she gonna come in the guise of let me help you, but I don't think that hoe is up to no good. I don't trust the one. I'm sorry. She gonna have to prove she ain't a snake, because she look like a snake to me. I see scales and a forked tongue and fangs, and I'm believing that's a snake. You think she mean well? I don't. I don't trust that tramp. Period. I think she full of it. Like she tried to run game on Clifford. She truly run the game on Keyshawn, because Keyshawn was in the check mark, smiley face class. Okay? But she like, well, what you talking about? Because she didn't even get what Autumn was trying to say, like, don't wait too late to something happen to one of your babies. She was trying to use like emotional manipulation to kind of spur Keyshawn into action, get her worked up where she can agree to whatever the hell she finna try to get her to do. But at the same time, it ain't even work, because Keyshawn's so dumb, she didn't even get the metaphor that this idiot was trying to use on her. I was like, oh my God. First of all, it should be a federal offense to try to manipulate slow people. That should be a federal offense. They should lock you in the Fed if they catch you trying to manipulate slow people. Now that's what I think. That was just pitiful. The fact that she said, what you mean? And so the bag where she had the toys in, the toy in for the baby or whatever she bought for little Regal, she had a cell phone in there, which is good, because as we know, Jethro can still track that phone that she got. Right. She evil point blank. I don't trust that hooker. Lita said, no, she don't mean well. Why now? Haley up to something. She know Keyshawn is vulnerable. Facts. What I did this time, Quiet Storm? No, for real, what I did this time? Miss MO1 said, for a second, I thought Haley was going to take the baby to replace her own. Nah, I don't think she going to steal the baby. That tramp don't want no children. She out for self right now. She's dangerous. She out for self, and I feel like them spirits is hacking her. She ain't making good decisions. I done told y'all her dance done got frantic. When the dance get frantic, the person about to go down. But when you see somebody in that condition, you stay the hell away from them. If they ain't got sense enough to save themselves, you stay away from them, because if not, when they go down, or when people feel that pressure, even when they don't know what it is, that's usually when a person is really the most dangerous. Like they could do anything to you or anybody else. She not gonna care who she hurt in the end. I'm just saying. Quiet Storm say federal offense to manipulate slow people. Oh, my bad. But it do. That do need to be a federal charge. If they catch you trying to manipulate slow people, you need to go to the Fed. You don't need to go to no state. You don't need to go to the county. You need to go straight to the Fed, for real, because that's just wrong. And that's kind of how they ended it. The phone in the gift bag, and she talking about look me up when you ready to learn how to swim, and she finna try to manipulate her. She finna try to manipulate this girl. I'm telling y'all, I see it coming. I see it coming. I see it coming. So now, let me hear what all y'all think about this, because y'all know sometimes my paranoia be getting in the way and everything else. But what y'all think finna go down? Let me see. Hold on. I know don't nobody want to come up and say nothing, but I'm still gonna put the StreamYard in the chat in case y'all want to say something. But if not, I'll stay on Reading Rainbow. I don't care. What do y'all think is finna go down? What y'all think is coming? The fact that Water already got Teak body means that the police ain't finna bother little Murda about the fact that he was there. That's crazy. Let me see. When it comes to Aunt Grandma Ernestine, I keep almost saying Aunt Ernestine. And when it comes to Grandma Ernestine, I don't think she gonna make it, but I hope she do. Like it kind of seems like they gonna end up writing her out, like, you know, she finna go on home. But that's kind of crazy if it do. Do we think Murda gonna end up living at the house with Clifford if something happened to Grandma Ernestine, so that Clifford don't be there by himself? Do we think Murda finna come out? Because I think Murda finna come out. I don't think Murda finna play with the closet no more. He seemed like he done had enough, and he don't seem like that big of a punk, like he's scared to say something. I feel like it was kind of nervous, like making him nervous at first, because I don't think he had ever considered living his life out in the open like that. But I think he gonna end up coming out. As far as Keyshawn, I hope she go to Water and don't fool with Haley. But you just never know. She might trust Haley. You know what I mean? Because Haley tried to, you know, play on her past situation with her, like, oh, I see you never used that gun, and you know, whatever, yada yada. But I don't know. You think Murda would never live his truth? I think he is. The way he checked that EMT, I feel like he gonna end up like, look, this is what I am, and that's that. And I feel like he's still kind of mad at himself for not, you know, coming on with it Murder night. I think he beat himself up over that, like, I punked out. And I don't know, MJ, something telling me Lil Murda finna surprise us. We'll find out because we're gonna all be watching. But I just feel like, I think that this was kind of letting us know something finna go down with that. I think he finna end up living in that house with Clifford, and I think he finna come on out. Now, I might be wrong, but that's my prediction. You predict that he ain't gonna come out. So what you predict gonna happen, MJ? What you think finna go happen? Finna go down? Y'all being real quiet. Y'all ain't even typing good, so I can see what y'all think. You say you missed the whole review, not your twins' mama? Well, good night. I thought you was in here with us. Hey, girl. Whole time I'm thinking you in here with us. I don't know, but I feel like eventually they're gonna have to write it where Mississippi get away from that man, but I think it's gonna be a near miss. I think it's gonna be a near miss, and I feel like Haley really gonna get her caught up in something. Something is telling me that. And if she going this route, it's probably because there's some more stuff going on behind the scenes that don't nobody know about yet. Like, she got some more stuff that she keeping from everybody. I don't know, but we gonna see. Nisa, you think so too? It just, I don't know. I think it's gonna get real dramatic with that whole thing with that dude. I think it's gonna get real dramatic. Well, anyway, y'all ain't got no more thoughts. I'm gonna let y'all live. I'm gonna get out your ear, and we done already had us a good time talking about everything, laughing about it, all of it. Some of it was very, very, like, emotional. I don't think that I don't know. I don't know which way this gonna go, y'all. I really don't know which way this gonna go. And I need to see what's about to happen with Diamond and Big Bone in this ring situation, because I don't think that's over with either. I really don't. But listen, guys, we done talked, we done gabbed. Y'all ain't got no more opinions. Ain't nobody else got no predictions except me and MJ, apparently. So I'm gonna leave that where it's at. Anybody who watches on replay, y'all please hit the like button too, please and thank you. Hey, Cheryl, you made it right when we finna go. You say, I think Haley will help her, but whatever goes down, it won't be good. She might get some help out of it, but I don't know, Cheryl. I'm with you. Whatever happened, it ain't finna be good, but I feel like it's gonna be intentionally not good. And I think it's gonna be where I was trying to help you. At least I got you out of there type situation. You know what I'm saying? I think she gonna offer her some help, but she not gonna tell her the whole situation. And I think it's gonna be something to put that girl in trouble. I just do. Nacho Twins mama said I want Haley to end up catching that body for Mississippi, the way Mercedes, Big L, and Uncle Clifford and Diamond ended up dealing with that body for her. Right. Either that or I want that mess to circle back around to her from Montavious. I want them people to get her. That's what I'm thinking. I just don't Haley, Lakeisha, Laquana, Shaquana, whoever. Potato Alicious, I'm ready for her to go ahead and finish out her dance. Because I feel like her dance done got frantic. The drummers done sped up. And it's about to go down. Oh, you at work, MJ? Dang. That's all right. Next time, boo. Next time. We ain't going nowhere. As long as we live and don't nothing happen, we'll be right back on this porch. So next time. Cheryl say she's so slow. Someone has to help her kids before they get seriously hurt. Right. Because that fool will sit there and let her children get murdered and everything. She is useless. That is a useless girl. Another useless girl. See? If Mercedes don't do something with Terrica, another Keyshawn about to happen. A whole nother Keyshawn finna happen. Useless girl. Shiftless and trifling. Pitiful and pathetic. Sitting up here with your face looking like a Dalmatian, all them spots on it. This boy done batted you all upside your head. The darn near beat a horn in the middle of your forehead. Done hurt your baby's arm. And you got the nerves, the good nerves, to not call 911, not call the people, not even go to a battered woman's shelter, not to get a jump when your battery missing, just sitting there crying and looking stupid every day. Oh my goodness. Yep, that's right, Nacho Twins mama. That's our line, but we have to admit she's a pretty girl. She's a very pretty girl. Yep, we got to say it. We got to say it. That's what we have to say. We have to admit she's a very pretty girl. When they stupid. Just go and throw that out there. That's the disclaimer. For the people who like to tell us foolish stuff. Like when we talk about skin your pores, or we talk about how trifling she is, how nasty, how mean, how evil. Oh, but she pretty. Okay, so we have to admit she's a pretty girl. She's still evil. Like, goodness. Like, I don't know if they think pretty takes some of the blow away, but it don't. We have to admit you're a pretty girl and you trifling. But anyway, y'all, we done talked it. We done talked this whole episode out. We done got everybody's opinion out. I done got all my frustration out for wanting to beat Terrica. I think, even though I still feel like I need to beat her, even though I ain't never met her. That little girl is too good of an actress. She done played that part so good. I feel like every mama in America done reached for switches. We was all like waving our switches in the air at the television at the same time. I believe it was a wonderful unified moment is what happened, but we missed it because we wasn't all together. But anyway, I had fun, y'all. I'm glad we got a chance to review it, talk about it, talk it out. I enjoyed talking with all of you. And I'll be back tomorrow for Good Afternoon Royals so we can get our FNN updates and our funny papers. Today did it for me. Today did it for me with the funny papers, y'all. We found out Nick Cannon like girls with stank pocketbooks. Go ahead, Nick Cannon. Thank you for letting us know. But listen, I had a ball. Y'all have a great evening. Get you something to eat, relax, get you something to drink if you don't mind. And before you go, I got 3 buttons I want to beg you to hit. Please hit that like button because it's free. Some of y'all still ain't hit that like button yet. Please hit the like button. I promise it don't cost you a thing. To our new sister Connie, you're welcome again. Please hit the notification bell. Again, it is free, y'all. Hit the notification bell. Make sure you click all so you'll know every time we go live on this porch. And the third free button is your subscribe button. If the word subscribe is red, that means you are not subscribed. Please hit that subscribe button because we'd be very happy to have you. And we would love to see you here on this porch. And we want to hear what you got to say about everything. Okay? And that's it. So y'all have a wonderful evening. Enjoy yourselves, please, and thank you. And remember, if nobody else tells you, God loves you, I love you, and ain't nothing in the world you can do about it. Y'all have a wonderful night, and I will talk to y'all good folks later, okay? Bye now.